Hey guys, it's Yorkie here with some Project Cars, and we are going to be taking a look at patch 2.0 for the game. As of the 17th of July, it has now been released across all platforms. The PC and PS4 got theirs a couple of weeks ago, PC first and then PS4 shortly followed. However, there was a delay with Microsoft as they managed to discover an issue with one of the wheels, and the game was a different wheel to the last one in patch 1.4. So obviously Slightly Mad Studios had to go back, fix that, and then resubmit it to Microsoft. But they approved it yesterday, and it went up live on Xbox One yesterday as well. So we have now got patch 2.0 on all platforms, which is absolutely fantastic. We are going to take a look at some of the patch notes, some of the more noticeable changes and some of the better changes, some of the highlights from the patch notes, because obviously it's quite an extensive list. I'm not going to cover everything, it's going to take ages. So here are some of the highlights then. Frame rate improvements on PC and Xbox One. I believe it was up to about 5% on PC with ultra settings, and for Xbox One they had an improvement of up to 17%, which is quite substantial. It will give you guys a much smoother gameplay experience, and I'm seeing very good reports and a lot of people very happy with that on the Project Cars Xbox One forums. There is now support for all active controllers plugged into your system, so if you have a wheel and a controller plugged in, or a wheel and a keyboard, you can now utilize both. Obviously you probably end up using the wheel for the actual racing, but if you want to navigate the menus, you can use your controller or keyboard. Something like that should make things a little bit easier. Keyboard support has been added to the PS4, which is very vital, because obviously those of you using controllers are probably running out of buttons to assign functions to. With a keyboard, obviously you've got a lot more buttons, so you can assign things like wipers, brake bias adjustment, anti-roll bar adjustment, that kind of thing to the keyboard, whilst also obviously still using your controller. It's a very nice addition, as obviously there's quite a few functions within Project Cars that you can assign to a button, and obviously those with controllers really struggle to kind of utilize those. The next thing that's had a big overhaul is the AI, and I'm just going to go through a couple of things on the list of changes that they have made. The AI have seen improvements to their wet weather pace. This should now better match the player, so you'll get more competitive races, you'll be able to keep up with them a lot better. A lot of people seem to really struggle to keep pace with them, and obviously now that they've had a performance adjustment, this should better suit the player, and obviously you'll get more competitive races out of it. The AI's tyre wear has been improved, and it should better match the player as well, so again more competitive races coming from that. Also the navigation, and there's been improved detection of cars around the AI. This should give much better wheel-to-wheel performance with the AI. It's something that's been complained about an awful lot, because obviously the AI in Project Cars are very aggressive. There's a lot of things that people tend to carry over from other games, some bad habits that people have brought across to Project Cars, and obviously been trying to race wheel-to-wheel with the AI and that, when they've actually tried to, or the devs have tried to replicate racing drivers' sort of attitude, where you need to get a significant part of your car on the inside or outside of their car to them basically give up the position or give you enough room to get down the inside. Obviously they still race you, but there was a lot of times in the past where the AI just tend to completely ignore you and just turn in on you like you're not even there. This has been improved. It's something that I have tested and is a lot better. There is still the odd one or two occasions where the AI do just turn in when you are side by side, quite literally wheel to wheel, but it isn't as bad as it used to be. It doesn't occur as often, and you should be able to see that in the video running in the background. Some other improvements that they have made is to the tyres. There have been tyre wear adjustments. It should be a lot more realistic, and they do say that the tyres should now last just over a full tank of fuel in the GT and LMP cars. There have also been heat and temperature sensitivity adjustments. The wet tyres, for example, will overheat a lot quicker in dry conditions than it did previously, and obviously once it does actually get wet, they'll cool back down again and should be operating roughly around their normal operating temperature. And speaking of overheating then, the issue where you go into your pit box and the pit crew fit flat tyres to your car, meaning that your tyres overheat very rapidly and won't recover in any way whatsoever no matter what you try and do, has now been fixed. Mostly. I'm going to say mostly because I've yet to experience it, but there are people reporting that the issue hasn't quite been fixed. It doesn't seem like it's happening anywhere near as much as it had previously in patch 1.4, but from time to time it does seem to still happen. This is now irrelevant though for PC, as yesterday there was also a 2.5 patch released specifically for PC. There was a number of PC only fixes on there, but there were also a number of fixes to do with the pitting, tuning and setups, and a couple of those were fixing issues around tyre temperatures and basically making sure that the setup and tuning strategies that you had set up prior to the race are actually the ones being used. But going back to patch 2.0, the last thing I was going to mention was that there's been some adjustments to the track cutting. Obviously this has been something that a lot of people seem to be having issues with. It's a system that is very difficult to get right. There's an awful lot of logic that needs to be programmed in behind it, and to apply it right and fairly is very difficult to do, and it's going to take an awful lot of time. However, basically what they have done for patch 2.0 is basically adjusted the areas that were too forgiving. So you should see some better accuracy, however it's still not quite 100%. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to get it to a level where a lot of people are much happier. So just quickly before I finish this video, I mentioned earlier patch 2.5, which was a PC only patch. A number of the fixes in that patch were actually applicable to consoles as well, and they will be coming to the Xbox One and PS4 in patch 3.0. We haven't heard any details as of yet, however those fixes will be included in that, as well as a number of others. If you want to take a look at the full patch notes, I'll leave a link down in the description below. I'll also leave the links to the individual platforms as well, so you can see what changes have been specifically made to the platform that you're on. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Hopefully patch 2.0 fixes a number of issues that you guys may have been having, and hopefully you'll find the new improved AI much more enjoyable, and just in general the game more enjoyable to play. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I shall see you soon. Take care.